Little did I know, before I started doing this show, there were so many things I had no clue. Did you know that this week is Natural Health Products Week? It's only watching Daytime Ottawa you will find out about things like this. And why is it important? Well, our next guest is going to tell you why. We are joined by Sherry Torkos. She is a holistic pharmacist. Welcome back to the show. Great to have you here, Sherry.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, so why did they feel it was necessary to have an awareness week like this? What's the importance behind it?
A lot of Canadians are taking natural health products. In fact, according to some of the surveys, it's about 70% of Canadians. And so Natural Health Products Week is to celebrate all that's great with natural health products that brings us good health, good opportunities. And the Canadian Health Food Association, this is actually their third annual Natural Health Products Week.
Okay.
And it's a week of happy, a lifetime of health. That's the slogan for this
year. I like it.
Which is great. It allows us an opportunity to focus in on the health benefits of different functional foods and supplements and what we can do to stay healthy this season.
Well, the most confusing thing is, yes, perhaps 70% of us are taking supplements, but are we taking the right ones? Right?
Yeah, and it's important to look at what supplements are important to take during certain times of the year. Your needs are different in the summer than they are in the winter time. So what was interesting when the Canadian Health Food Association commissioned this survey, national survey, and they asked Canadians, you know, what foods are you going to add to your diet to help stay healthy over the winter season? And some of the foods that I have here today, the broccoli, the greens, the kale, spinach, were reported to be popular. About 69% of respondents were going to add those foods to their diet, which is great news because those are good foods that are sources of vitamins, minerals, fiber as well.
Right.
So, now you said in this survey that there's a lot of people who are missing like 7 nutrients out of our diets. Like, why is that? We live in a developed country. We have access to excellent food at all times.
Yeah, and actually that comes from a Health Canada report. They released a report that there are different nutrients, well 7 as you mentioned, that are possibly deficient in the average Canadian diet. Vitamin D, which is a big one.
Obviously.
It's just impossible to get enough vitamin D through diet, even though you can eat, for example, mushrooms are a great source of vitamin D, but you're not going to get enough vitamin D. You have to eat
we talked about it on yesterday's show.
A truck of mushrooms and then eggs and things
it's
like that.
True.
So you have to take a vitamin D supplement. That's the reality. But also magnesium, vitamin A may be deficient for some folks, calcium, magnesium, probiotics, omega-3 fatty acids. There are a lot of nutrients where, you know, it's great to get them from diet, but it's not always possible. Right. So supplements, I've always thought as a holistic pharmacist, supplements are a great complement to your diet and lifestyle. They can't replace it, but they're a great complement. And thankfully today we have so many great options at health food stores. And actually if you go to the CHFA website, which is chfa.ca, you can type in your postal code. They have a find a retailer tool, so you can get access to know where's the location of a retailer in your area. So what I have here on my display today are some of those categories where I think Canadians should really look at possibly supplementing with this time of year. Probiotics, omega-3s, vitamin D, and also magnesium. So if we start off with probiotics, I think a lot of people are aware that yogurt is great for health.
Right.
Fermented dairy products, you get beneficial bacteria. Helps with digestion, also immune system health. But again, you may not be able to get enough through diet alone, and then that's where you would want to look at taking supplements. And there are probiotic supplements in capsules. There's also gum and chewable tablets for kids, which are a great option. They do help with supporting immune system health. They're good for oral health as well.
Now, what's the billions that you're supposed to take per day?
I can't say that there's a specific number because it varies depending on what you're taking it for, and that's why it's great to get advice from a natural health products advisor.
Is there even an online resource where we can go and how much dosage should I be taking?
Yeah, well, there's recommendations that Health Canada puts forth. Also, you can get recommendations from your healthcare practitioner, your dietitian, your holistic nutritionist. But I never like to give just general dosages because it really depends on your age, your activity level. It depends on any medications you may be taking, lifestyle. And as we get into some other supplements and foods to consider this time of year, fish, we should be consuming about 2 servings a week to get optimal amounts of those omega-3s. May not be possible or practical for everybody, and again, that's where you'd look for a supplement. The omega-3s, very popular for heart health, but they're also good for skin health, give you that glow from within, reduce inflammation. So if you have joint issues, they're helpful for that, and even help to support immune system.
What about cognitively? I've heard is very good as well.
Depression as well, right?
Yes, depression, and we're getting into that time of year where some people do suffer with that seasonal related depression, seasonal affective disorder. So there is evidence that the omega-3s are beneficial, and in fact, if you're deficient in omega-3s, that has actually been associated with a greater likelihood of depression, also seasonal affective disorder.
Okay.
Yeah, and then vitamin D as well. I mentioned vitamin D, and you know, you can find it in certain foods, but not enough. The reality is that in Canada, because we are not getting the sun exposure, also the type of ray that we need to produce vitamin D, which is your UVB rays, you really need to consider a supplement, and there are liquids, capsules, different types of products to meet your needs. But vitamin D, think of that as important for bone health, heart health. It also is important for immune system, and if you're deficient in vitamin D, there's evidence to suggest that may increase your likelihood of getting influenza, which nobody wants this time of year. So that's an important one to consider as well.
Isn't there a link with MS as well?
There is. There's a link with MS and also juvenile onset or type 1 diabetes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence. I think we're just at the tip of the iceberg understanding vitamin D, its hormone-like effects, its immune modulating activity as well.
And it's one of the cheapest, the most inexpensive.
Absolutely.
It's like a part of a penny a day to take a
You
vitamin
can
D
get,
tablet.
I mean, you can now buy them, you know, and they come in different forms. As you said, there's so many different chewables and drops and so forth.
Yeah, like this is great liquid for kids, drops. But vitamin D is super affordable, as is magnesium. Magnesium's another supplement that's very affordable, good for bone health, good for heart health. Also, if you suffer with stress, anxiety, leg cramps, magnesium and magnesium supplements can be very helpful there.
I take all of these, by the way.
Do you?
I do, every day.
It's part of my regimen as well.
Now, that's the other question. You have to break them down during the day. You don't want to just like take 5 pills in the morning. Like, is there a regime that you should follow?
Well, this is again where I think it's really important to get advice from somebody. Talk to your natural health products advisor, because some of them are best to separate. Some are better with food. Some are okay on an empty stomach. For example, probiotics, it's great to take those with your meals. Same with magnesium. Some people, if they take too much magnesium, it can cause digestive issues, so you want to sometimes partner that with calcium. Fiber products as well, I brought on the far side there next to the greens. There's a lot of Canadians that do not get enough dietary fiber, and that can manifest as digestive slowness, and so you may need a supplement.
What about a multivitamin?
Yeah,
are you going to get enough of all of these things through a multivitamin?
If it's a 1-a-day type vitamin, like a capsule that you're taking just once a day, you most likely are not going to get enough vitamin D. You won't find omega-3s added to multivitamins unless they're in like little packages where you have a couple supplements. Same with probiotics. So think of a multi as the foundation of your supplement program, and then above and beyond that, you have to look at your specific needs to add on.
And just build from there.
Yeah, and you know, just getting into the whole T-Rex of winter that it is predicted.
Stop saying that, people. Keep scaring me.
12 degrees when I came in. I'm not listening to you.
So here's the thing. It's nice today, but it's supposed to get really ugly out there. And so when the weather's cold, that can wreak havoc on our physical and emotional well-being. So you want to be proactive, supplement nutrition, and for more information, again, check out the CHFA.ca website or hashtag NHP week, because it's Natural Health Products Week. It's a great time to celebrate all the benefits of natural health products.
Thanks for joining us, Sherry.
Thanks
great
for
to have you back on the show. Don't go away, because we're going to introduce you to a fabulous local artist. Marcus Lamoureux is back after the break. We'll be back right after this.